Please welcome to Real America, the Walkaway Campaign founder and our friend, Brandon Straka. Brandon, how are you doing, sir?
Back.
Thanks for coming back. We really appreciate it. How does that make you feel when you started a movement a couple years ago and you see more and more, like we have the legislator fellow who's been on our show several times from Georgia, you see this councilman, you see more and more politicians, not just regular voters, but now politicians from other parties, the guy from New Jersey who's taken all the heat in Congress, that have walked away from the party.
Oh, it makes me feel so proud, so proud. And Vernon Jones is as somebody who has come to work with us, doing some walkaway events, and he's become a friend of mine and a friend of the movement. And it's always such an incredible thing when we see people walking away, changing their minds, thinking for themselves. But to be honest with you, it's an extra special thing to me when we're seeing this happening from people within minority communities, particularly racial minority communities. From the very beginning, Walkaway was a movement for all people, black, brown, white, straight, gay, all walks of life. And we had thousands of Black Americans making walkaway testimonials, at a time when there was no such thing as a movement away from the Democratic Party. We really pioneered this with walkaway. And so it makes me so proud to see racial minorities, embracing this movement as well. It's incredible.
Yeah, while you're very proud about all of that, I'm sure you are very upset and disgusted when you see all of the absurd attacks on the president for being racist, homophobic, you name it, whatever negative adjective they can come up with, that narrative of the left. And then it gets debunked by real journalists, by real people like you speaking up. It seems to increase the last week or so. I mean, the push is on, really, to try and discredit this president, add more fuel to the fire, that he is a racist, but then yet you see folks like that city council memberman who you just said, from a minority community, stepping up and saying, no, I don't see that message. I'm looking past the headlines, past the mainstream media BS. I'm looking at the actions of this president, and the actions prove otherwise. Right, Brandon?
100% they prove otherwise. I mean, we can go through a long checklist of accomplishments of this president that have benefited various minority communities, whether it's a racial minority community, whether it's the LGBT community. And you're absolutely right. This is something that the media on the left never seems to cover in their long pursuit to try to malign him, to malign his character, and to fearmonger to these minority communities. But the fact of the matter is, the people of all various walks of life and backgrounds have been doing better the last 4 years under President Trump. And not only are they doing better under President Trump, but as people are walking away and are having this awakening, waking up, leaving the left, what they're finding is that they've been lied to, some of them their entire lives, about the type of people that exist on the right and the atmosphere that they're walking into. People are told, oh, you can't be on the right, you can't be a Republican, you can't be a conservative because they hate you, they're all bigots, they're all racist. Well, then people start to think for themselves, do their own homework, their own research, and talk to people and realize, no, there's a lot of love, support, and people waiting to embrace all different types of people as they walk away from the left. That's been my experience, and I think the experience of most people who've made the choice to walk away. All people.
I love seeing those, let's call them online journalists or bloggers who've decided that we're extremely left. I'm going to go to one of these Trump rallies and expose and show you what hatred goes on at these white supremacy rallies. And then they go, and then their report on their blog or their Facebook page with thousands of followers is, oh my God, I was surprised they were so sweet and nice and inviting and all-encompassing. And they didn't care that I was black, yellow, red, brown, gay, straight. And they find out the truth. I want to switch gears, though, because I got to ask you about this. I've asked every guest since, well, we've been talking about it longer than the Biden corruption case coming out, but obviously it came to a full head when Twitter blocked the New York Post article. You lead a massive movement that folks on the left don't want to hear about, especially some of those folks running big social media and big tech. Talk to us about your feelings about all of the suppression, because, man, it has stepped up the last week or two. Have you been a victim? Tell us exactly how and your thoughts on that.
Yes, absolutely. And it's honestly, I'll be honest with you right here. We're on my team, we're a little bit afraid right now because so what they've started doing, and everything that they do is so calculated and it's so just insidious. So they've begun this sort of regimen right now on, let's just take Facebook, for example, where they have these so-called fact checkers who will go through the post and if they find anything that they don't like, that they feel like is out of alignment with whatever political agenda they're trying to push, they'll put these strikes against you, basically claiming that your group is participating in a misinformation campaign. Now you get enough of these strikes, they take your group down. Walkaway has 500,000 members. Now these are people who are leaving the left, walking away, making their own decisions, thinking for themselves. You know, they post things. We are getting these strikes every day by the dozens and dozens and dozens. And some of them, they'll say, oh, well, it's basically, it's a compilation of what they're calling, misleading information. But some of them are what they're actually calling admin strikes, basically saying that admins to my group are allowing this misinformation to go through. And they told us straight up, if you get enough of these admin strikes, we're going to take your group down. So all of this is they're planting the seeds right now of taking my group down, of taking, I'm sure, but many other conservative organizations' pages down. This would be devastating to us. I mean, the Walkaway campaign is thousands and thousands of video and written testimonials that live on Facebook. Now we're taking action right now the best we can to try to get our group off of Facebook and create our own platform that's controlled by us and that's safe. That's going to take time. We're not going to be able to do that until after the election. Hopefully, we'll still be, on that platform until after the election and be able to handle that. But it's scary. It's very scary.
Yeah, it is, Brandon. I wish I had some advice for you. We've fallen victim here at OAN. We've had some of our own anchors and reporters, tweets blocked, pages blocked, or suspended, whatever you want to call it. We know for a fact we've seen big tech. We've heard Google and the rest of them suppressing things, pushing it down to page 5, 7, 10 when you do searches on the president and whatnot. It is happening. I don't care how many folks on the left or on CNN or MSNBC lie to the American people and say, it's not happening. Could you imagine if this happened to the left? If Facebook all of a sudden pulled down Joey's posts, what would happen? The outrage would be insane. Brandon, they're giving me the wrap. We are in the home stretch, man. 5 days. Stay safe. Keep posting. Don't let them get you down. What you're doing is amazing, man. And I give you the biggest props. God bless you for standing by your convictions. Keep that walk away movement going right up until Tuesday.
Thank you, buddy.
Okay. Take care, Brandon. Coming up on Real America, you can't miss him in a crowd. Stephen Davis, a.k.a. MAGA Hulk, joins Real America to talk about the growing conservative movement in the Golden State. Don't go away.